Hi, my name is Kaeti Hinck. I am the Director of News Technology for MinnPost. I got started in the field by studying journalism in college, but I think I've always just had a love for storytelling. And it sort of developed into this sort of multi-discipline, multimedia way of storytelling. I started as a photojournalist and moved into editing, became a magazine editor, and then got into video producing and multimedia, and from there have now moved into interactive storytelling, and I lead our data and interactive team here at MinnPost. On my to-do list today, I'm finishing up the interactive design for an election app that we're hoping to get done in the next couple of weeks. I am also doing some research on ebook initiatives that we have planned for the fall. I'm testing new code that we recently deployed on the site for real-time analytics, and then later this afternoon I will be meeting with our interactive team to plan some of our next projects. Technology is fundamental to the job that I do. Every aspect of my work involves technology in some way. It's sort of the foundation of the work that I do, and I think the most fun part of it is that I get to figure out ways to use technology and technological platforms to do really good journalism. My job over the years has shifted quite a bit away from the daily editorial workflow and moved more toward longer-term projects, strategic development. We still do some things on deadline, but a lot more of it is planning months in advance and thinking about things on a longer timeline. One thing I wish I had known before getting into this industry is just how important it is to respect the experience of the people you're working with and just to ask as many questions as possible and to get a lot of value from working with these people who have experience in the industry. But also not to be afraid to pursue excellence. You walk a fine line between respecting the experience of your coworkers and also not getting stuck in the scar tissue of an organization. You need to be able to, challenge the status quo at times, and I think that's really important. Nothing good happens from just sitting around on your hands waiting for permission. When you're studying journalism, I think it's really important to look at classes outside of the major. Find a niche interest that you have and explore it. Be as well-rounded as possible. I find that the journalists that are most in demand these days are ones that have specialty experience in health or science, technology. I'm biased in this way, but I think everyone should be taking computer science classes and trying to understand the sort of technological platforms that we're now all using. In terms of journalism classes, I found so much value in my copy editing classes because it helped me sort of hone that muscle of attention to detail and accuracy and just really making sure that what you're putting out there is the best presentation. A lot of people ask how to get started in a career in journalism, and one of my answers might not be the most satisfying, but I don't think you should wait for an organization to give you permission to be a journalist. Don't wait for somebody to give you a job. Start doing the work now. You can volunteer, you can work for the school paper, take people out for coffee, ask questions, listen, and don't act like you're entitled to anything. The thing I look for most when I'm hiring new employees are people who love to create. I've hired somebody who had a fantastic food blog, somebody who in his spare time co-wrote a book on mapping and technology, and another former intern was bored over Christmas break and decided to create an iPhone app. And I love that creative spirit and energy. It shows a level of passion that I look for in my employees. I think the ultimate career path in journalism largely depends on what you love most, but a piece of advice that I've found really helpful is not to cling too tightly to whatever idea you had about yourself and your future career. let yourself learn and grow and let that idea adjust over the years, because where you might end up is different from where you think you're going to be when you're first starting. And that's often a really, really great thing. I think one of the most challenging aspects of my job is balancing all of the different hats that I have to wear on any given day. I work for a small nonprofit, and so we all are expected to give a lot, which means, I'm both running web development and our interactive team, or day-to-day operations, depending. And a piece of that is work-life balance. I spend a lot of time working at home, and the temptation there is it's very easy to be working all the time. And I think it's so important to set up space for your mind to relax and to recharge and not be working. One of my favorite parts of my job is launching new interactive apps. Just the entire process, from the beginning planning stages to when it actually goes live on the site. Whenever the team is really excited and energized around an idea, I love that creative energy and being able to put something into the world that we're really proud of. So one of my favorite memories from working at MinPost was the night we launched the redesign. I led this project, and we'd been working on it for months and months, and in the last couple of weeks it was 17-hour days and non-stop work. And the night when we finally went live, we had a bottle of champagne and ended up staying up until wee hours of the morning, making sure that all the bugs were taken care of and we were answering questions. But just the relief and excitement of launching a project of that size was definitely memorable.